good morning. It is Guido and Pilgrim.
Good morning.
Oh my gosh, hold on.
Guido
Big echo.
and
Pilgrim.
good morning.
Oh my
Oh
gosh,
God.
hold on.
Oh,
Big
it's not
echo.
stopping.
Good morning. Well, that's what I get, Pilgrim, for messing around with audio stuff.
Well, we tried. Yeah, this is how we roll with this channel. We just do it and see what happens. Eh?
So what happened, guys? Oh, anyway, welcome to Coffee Talk, the world's premier World of Tanks podcast at 7 Central Time in the U.S. and the U.K., but different time for you, whatever time it is. What time is it over there?
Well, it's 1300 hours, so it's everybody's had their Sunday dinner and now watching us.
I'm Guido, coming from the left side of the Atlantic.
And I'm Pilgrim, coming from the correct side of the Atlantic, yet again chilling with the Guido mug.
So, we are all very glad that you're alive.
Thank you.
Yeah. It was nip and tuck there for a while, wasn't it?
It was, interesting, shall we call it that? It was interesting.
Yeah.
But, you know, morphine does wonders, and doctors who don't give a damn about you also do wonders.
Yes.
Get off the bed and move yourself. You've had enough pain medication. Now just get off the bed. Oh, all right, doctor.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Pilgrim was set upon by an army of ninjas, which he fought off bravely, and hurt himself a little bit and had to get patched up. Kind of a 007 thing, really.
It was. I can't really go into it in any great detail.
No, it's all classified. It is all classified. Anyway, welcome back, brother. Good to see you.
Yeah,
here we are.
Great.
So, the audio thing is my special struggle right now with content creation. It's hard to get right, but anyway, I'm hoping you guys can all hear us. Stickler says good morning. I'm assuming we're working here, and this is Coffee Talk. Yeah, Sai is here as well. Welcome.
Morning, Sai. Well, Si will be on the same time frame as me, so he's had his Sunday dinner.
Excellent.
This is his Sunday afternoon chill out, I guess, isn't it, Si?
What did you have for dinner?
What, me?
Yeah.
I had nothing, mate. She's cleaning the bathroom. I can't cook. I can't cook. So I've had nothing at the moment. So my dinner will come at 3 o'clock, I guess.
You don't cook?
Army rations, I can do those.
You do army rations. Yeah, I do a lot of the cooking, man.
I'm good with omelettes, that's about it. Hello, Blues, how are you, mate? Thanks very much for all the kind words. I got all the messages, Blues. Thank you.
Welcome. All right, so channel news, guys. Where are we? Let's see. 100 Battle Challenge is ongoing. I think I just finished. Yes, I did. The Su-122S did okay in that tank.
What's that like? I struggle with that, to be honest.
Oh man, it's a beast. Check this out. Let me.
Okay.
I think it's a beast, probably because it's DPM. Now I always say DPM is not that big a deal, but when it becomes such a huge outlier, it is. Look at 3,847.
Yeah.
It is nuts. Yeah. It is nuts, and it's a 390 Alpha gun. It's the 122. It's a little bit derpy, but it fires every. Where's the reload? 6 seconds.
Yeah. My problem is the derpiness. I know it's every 6 seconds. It's massive alpha, but if I tend to jiggle around a little bit. I tend to move too much, and the dispersion goes all over.
Yeah.
The place, so.
Now the 122-44 is known as a pretty overpowered premium, and it's at 3,600. It's got 0.38 dispersion, and I had the 122S down to 0.37.
Right.
So I rather enjoyed it. I ended up with this, 64% win rate on the thing.
Wow. Well, why not? Yeah, that's good.
But I don't think it was that impressive. And we got a new month in there somewhere, so I might not even be on the Hall of Fame with it. But let me see where we ended with that, if anywhere. Yep, I have to do that first every time.
It fixed itself initially, and now it's back.
Oh.
Now it's back to doing it, isn't it?
Look at that. What a happy surprise. I'm number 1.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Not by a lot, but I'm number 1 on the server for the month of October, currently anyway, in the Su-122S. I like that thing. The T-37, I'm finishing up. I'm getting close. I don't think I'm anywhere on that thing. What am I? I'm at 55, so that would put me second right now. So we'll see how that goes. The BIS, I'm grinding. Oh, by the way, guys, grind your BIS, your P-43 BIS, to get ready for the Italian tanks. You know what I'm saying? Remember to unclick. We're gonna go off on a tangent. Pilgrim, you ready?
We'll do it. Well, let's go.
All right, let's just go off on a tangent. Remember to unclick. Where's this thing right here? Where's this one? This one. It's the tier 6. Unclick the accelerate crew training if you have it deleted, so that the experience goes onto the tank. So I have 56,000. I think it's going to be around 50, maybe slightly less, for the tier 7 Italian heavy that's coming up. And build up that experience. It took me, I don't know, 10 games because of all the ×4s and running, and the manageable experience bonus. You get 5 times a day and all the things that you can do with experience. So it doesn't really take that long. So highly recommend, if you're going to do the Italian heavies, to be prepared for that. What else is going on?
I mean, me personally, I've got the 7, 8, 9, and 10 on the mediums, so I'm not going to go back and start using that. I'll just use the free experience.
You're just going to straight up buy it with free experience?
Yeah, free experience, yeah.
You can do it. Yeah, you can do it that way.
Or blueprints. Use the blueprints to reduce it down, and then get it straight away.
Yeah, that's true. I have a bunch of blueprints. I'm not going to use them. I'll do the same thing I usually do. I'll use this experience to get the first one. I will grind through the modules, and I have to make that decision. I don't know if I'm going to grind through modules anymore. That is so painful sometimes.
Yeah, stock tank, stock gun.
Yeah,
15 battles.
But I will grind through the tank. If I get the modules with free experience, I will grind through to the next tank for just the grind, just to get some experience, get some content for you guys, and show you how those things work. But I'll have to think about that, man. I don't know. What do you think? Should I grind them, or should I?
Well, personally, the thing I find about when you grind them through is not only you get experience of that tank, so then you can talk from a position of being educated about that tank when you talk about it. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But it also gives an indication of how long it would take, a good player, if you like, to get through that line. So us average Joes can sort of go, oh yeah, well, it will take me a little bit longer than that, but at least it's not a 3-month grind to get through to the tier 10.
Yeah. Oh, Blues Travelers.
You don't grind them all. Stop it, Blues. Stop it.
Oh, see, I didn't put that together when I read it. I'm like, oh, he wants me to grind him so he can see how it goes. But no, he wants to throw out Guido grind as a singular word. Remember my code, guys. Guido grind for a.
I'm high on meds, so this is even worse in my head now.
I didn't want to mention that, but now that you have, just so everyone knows, he may or may not have some painkillers from his fight with the ninjas. So if he laughs more often and longer, then you know what went on right there. Lootbox Mechanic made it for the first time. Right on, man. Welcome. Glad you're here. Matros Watt.
Yeah.
If the tank is crappy, at least you have top modules. Yeah, I know, man. Then you can showcase not to play that tank, even with that. Well, it's kind of what I do, Matros. That's what I try to do. I try to go, all right, how is this stock? Give you an honest opinion. You might want to avoid it stock, or hey, actually, it's okay. Clearly, you're going to probably have to fire gold and be careful, but so we'll see. Sometimes it becomes so painful I can't stand it, but.
Well, we did that with the Polish line, didn't we? We got to the we got to the CS53, and the only person in the whole of World of Tanks, that's like 10 million players, who likes that tank is Noble Wolf. Wolf will swear blind the CS53 is the best thing since sliced bread. Well, I platooned with him, and I died. I was in the same tank. I said, come on, show me. I died in 3 seconds. I just got off the base, boom, done.
Because you hate
3 arties just took me out.
Because you hate pressing X to do things. That's why.
Yes, exactly that. I don't want to be doing extra buttons. I just want to just move along.
All right, but this is turning into a long channel news. Where were we? Oh, the request was out by you guys for me to make a playlist for new players for videos that kind of concentrate on basic stuff. There is a new players start here playlist, guys, on my channel. So check that out. I went back a year and took all of the basic videos. There's about 170 videos on that thing where I talk about very basic stuff for that apply to new players. Applies to everybody really, but specifically to new players as well.
Yeah,
So
I was
check
just
that
going
out.
to say that. I was just going to say that, Guido. Is that I've had a look at it, some of your earlier stuff, especially when it came to stuff like the Leopard PTA, which you haven't done an updated one.
Yeah.
And even for an average player like me, it's great to go back to the basics and go, okay, because it reminds you of things that you should be doing that you didn't do that you should know. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's great across the board, not just for new players. Great stuff.
I mean, I'll dig back further. I know I stopped it a year back, so I can add more to it. Once you get 3 or 4 years back, the content's fine, but a lot of the stuff is dated as far as maps and things I'm talking about position-wise and meta and all that stuff. So it becomes less.
Hello to Gummy Bear. Hello, Heisenberg.
Heisenberg, Gummy Bear.
Hey,
Good
Doctor
morning,
Who.
Doctor Who. All right, so DCS, guys, I'm just going to mention this real quick. I'm still doing a lot of that. I'm working a lot with the BFM ACM Clinic, which is a group of guys who like BFM and ACM in virtual space, and specifically in DCS, but other games as well. That is a Discord channel you can check out. I will be streamcasting next week. I'm actually, after this, about 2 hours after this, I'll be doing another stream on DCS Low Blow. That's his stream, Twitch handle. We'll be talking about fighters and real-world fighters and virtual fighters and the fighter community and all that good stuff. And then next week I will be streamcasting an ACM tourney. So check that out. Check it out. Next stream is Friday for World of Tanks, and Monday should still be the Stack Up stream.
Right.
So remember that's not my channel. That's stackup.org. It's on Twitch. You can catch me for 2 hours on Monday afternoons, 4 to 6 Central, which makes it, I don't know what. I'll just let you guys do the math.
Yeah, they can figure it out.
It's +5, so
Got
for
our job.
1900, yes, yeah, 7. I don't know.
See, now that's what you need. That's what you need above your console desk there and everything, is clocks. Not like they have in war rooms.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Different time zones across.
That's
different times.
You're laughing, but that's actually not a bad idea. I would love to get like a digital clock that could give me like. Are you actually Zulu? You're actually Zulu, right? Where you are?
I'm Wizard, but because we own the time.
Well, I know, but is there only one time zone in England?
It's Greenwich. Yes, I'm on Zulu all the time, but it's Greenwich Mean Time. We own the time zone. You lot just borrow bits of it.
I know that. I teach the class on that, my friend. But I didn't realize if there was maybe an edge of England that's a different time, but that doesn't really make sense. So.
No, it's not big enough.
No.
I sneeze and the guy on the coast gets a cold.
Yeah.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Let's see. So that's the stream stuff. Hey, contest winners, guys. Specifically the boxes and the keys that I gave away on stream several weeks ago, and then Wargaming changed their minds on me. If you did not get your keys for the Waffentrager event, or you did not get your boxes, please let me know, and I will make that right. All right. So I think everyone got them, but let me know. And I know that the payouts went to the 3 winners of the video contest, so everyone's sorted out on that. Don't forget Guido Grind. All right.
Okay, morphine's kicking in now. Hang on a minute. Right, okay, there we go.
I'm going to have to tell you, Pilgrim, you have a right jolly old laugh, my friend.
Thank you very much.
You do, yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Well, I find great humour in most things in life.
As you should.
As you should.
As you should, absolutely. Hey, should we shill?
Misery.
Yeah. Should we shill?
Don't feed his ego. Sai, behave yourself. I like this. Bring it on. Oh dear, oh dear.
All right, let's shill. So
Are we going to shill, or do you want to talk key? No, we'll do that subjects du jour.
Talk about what?
Keys.
No, not yet. Not yet. Hold on.
Okay, let's
Hold
chill.
on. He wants to get to the juicy stuff.
I do.
He wants to cause controversy right off the bat.
Right away.
All right.
Absolutely.
Check it out, guys. We're going to shill. Let's go to the premium shop and see what we can buy. Oh, well, hey, good. Here's your controversy. We were talking about it earlier, Pilgrim. Tell the people tell the fine people what you have done to help ruin World of Tanks in your own little way from Greenwich Mean Time, because you ruled the seas one point from the Empire. The sun never sets on the British Empire.
We did because the sun never sets on the Empire, on the British Empire, because there's no other empire.
Yes.
Apart from the Star Wars one, and that's a different matter altogether. I went out, right? I went out and I thought, can I be the most annoying scumbag in the game for 50 games? Okay, in total, 50 games. And I went out and I bought the cockroach and the leaf. And I went and had 25 games each and just mullered the hell out of everybody just to see what it felt like to be on that side of the gun. And it was almost sensual. It was almost sensual, I can tell you now. In the leaf, it's like, I don't know, it's like a 3-second reload. And at tier 5, you're just taking lumps out of people all over the place, and you can see them, you track them with your first shot, and then they fix it, then you track them again, and then you know they've got all that time to try and repair. Then you just keep backing away. So I'm like, this is fun. And then the E25, well, it's got like 1,100 and something concealment value. So I was almost like sat on top of a tiger, going boom, boom, and he couldn't see me. And when I did get spotted, I just scuttled off like a little cockroach and disappeared into the bushes. The best 2 tanks I've played in ages, but I promise you, I'm not going to play them again. Fantastic.
All right, guys, I want you guys down in chat to let Pilgrim know how happy you are about him buying those things. Give him a ration. Somebody just said hello, and I don't have my chat up, so hello to whoever. I didn't catch the name, guys. The way I've got my setup is right now all I can see is the Cliffy F, exactly. All I can see the
DR Grips said hello. Hi
DR Grips, hello man, how you doing? Welcome, thanks for coming. Pilgrim. Yes, the E25 and the LEF are for sale. The Commander AF's Choice, I just noticed that. So the WZ 120.
Here's the thing. Before we get into that, here's the thing.
All right.
Here's the thing, okay? If anybody on stream, anybody on the community sees me in game in an E25 or a Leaf and they kill me, I'll gift you 500 gold. Okay? I'll give you 500 gold if anybody who's on stream at any point from now until, let's say, the end of November. Okay, so you've got 2 months. The person who kills me in my E25 or my Leaf, I'll give you 500 gold.
Hold on, right? I think we've been had on that though, because just a moment ago you promised never to play it again.
No, I'm gonna.
And now all of a sudden you've given yourself this altruistic reason.
Yeah.
I'm
doing it for all the right reasons.
I'm doing it for the people.
I am for the community. I'm gifting 500 gold if you can in my E25 find me to start off with, and then kill me. And with my leaf blower, if you can get anywhere near me. In fact, actually, there was somebody who got onto the back line and got me. He was in a Lux, and he managed to sneak down and get me. And I was like, "What? I'm dead." But anyway, if anybody who kills me in the E25 or the Leaf gets gifted 500 gold. There you go.
That's fantastic, man. I like that. That's good. That's cool, man. Okay, good. There you go. You heard it first. That means you get to. And by the way, if you played it every day, I wouldn't care. I just like giving people crap. Schmaltrum. It's for sale. I don't know why you would buy it. I kind of like it, but it's kind of tough to love.
They call it a sniper, don't they? I don't.
Yeah, the gun is pretty good for the tier, but not amazing, and everything at that tier is kind of derpy to some extent. So I kind of like it just because it's just a weird tank, but that's one of those weird tanks I like kind of thing. Lanson's out there. That's pretty good medium, not bad at all.
Yeah.
T78 and the LEF. What is the LEF selling for, by the way? $20.
I know.
Oh, wait a minute. That has 22,500 gold.
Oh
with
no!
it.
If you get the basic version, it's no,
much?
it's still £20. It's £15 over here.
Oh, so you can't just buy it. You have to get the gold with it. Is that right?
Yeah, I bought it and the gold came with it. I'm not sure if there was even a more basic package. I didn't actually.
I don't see it,
into
at least not on specials. Maybe we'll feature. Maybe we'll run into it when we get to vehicles. I don't know. Looks like it comes with gold no matter what you do, at least from initial blush here. Gold is pretty standard. Premium account stuff is pretty standard. Nothing to add there, guys. For the vehicles, things we mentioned. T78 we mentioned. What else we got here? This Commander AF's Choice, that's new. Looks like it's a discounted, maybe a tier 8 or something she picks, and then they discount it some more. Plus you can put a, hold on, you can put a coupon on it too. What does that bring it down to?
I've run out of coupons.
Apply coupon. What did that get it to? 31 bucks. Yeah, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad, is it?
For a tier 8. This is actually a pretty good premium casemate, guys. The WZ120 is pretty good. So if you're into casemates, that might be up your alley. That's actually a decent deal.
You get it to what? How many dollars did you say?
31 bucks. Like a Sturv's a Sturv is 44. That's a casemate, but it's it's got a more interesting play style, I think. Was there another? Here you go. Yeah, the AMX Canonen de Assault 105 is 45.
Yeah.
The Canonen the German Canonen 105 is 43. So getting it down to 31 bucks with a coupon is a pretty decent deal for a tier 8 casemate, guys.
Well, it's not bad. I mean, the WZ120 is not a bad casemate TD.
Yeah. So let's see. Can you get the? I don't think you can get the LAF with anything, but yeah, it looks like only.
No, I think I did look at like the cheapest package.
Yeah.
I didn't want to spend too much on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Specials. What do we got? Excuse me, guys. We got all the stuff we talked about. These big starter pack things are still hanging out. The gold drip is still there for the veterans thing and other packages. So, oh, look, the 1357 is still available. That's an exclusive for me. That must be a Twitch thing.
Yeah, it's not for me.
That's all I got on Shilling, man. I don't think there's anything else to add there.
No.
So what else we got going on there? Pilgrim?
Pretty much standard.
Jack-O-Lantern 10203. Jack-O-Lantern 10203 is the code for Commander AF. It's some personal reserves. It's the 50 points for tank rewards. What else did I get on that? It's already gone because I shut down the game after I did it. There's something else in there. A mission, the personal reserves. I don't remember. But anyway, just put that in and you'll get the goodies. That's pretty easy. Steel Hunter is ending today.
Is it?
Yeah.
Now, I didn't know that. I've been on the European server yesterday and did a bit of it. I mean, I haven't bothered with the NA server, so yeah, okay, so it finishes today, does it?
Yeah. Stage ends in 20 hours, so finish up your Steel Hunter stuff. Tank Rewards is ongoing. I finished it because I get all the extra points. Where are you on that, Pilgrim?
Do you know what? I've not even checked, to be honest. I'll go a quick look now. The reason why I've not checked is that I've not played an awful lot this week.
Yeah.
Where am I?
How many coins do you have?
Tier 2. So I'm only on tier 2 at the moment. I won't finish that.
Yeah, you probably won't finish that from here.
No.
Okay. Halloween event. Got a Halloween event coming up, guys. Not a lot of info on it. There is a teaser. Let's see if we can get it to it here. Here we go. Fighting the Unexplored in Mirny 13. There is a video kind of explaining the idea that it's a Halloween event, so there's going to be a lot of green goo and electricity and crap going on, so standard act right there. But I think the gist of it is it's a PvE event. You're going to take on boss tanks, and there'll be stronger tanks as you go and you move through. And there's no rewards listed right now, so we don't really know what the rewards are going to be. You got like these circle tanks. You've got various different. Looks like I think that's a Churchill of some kind or a Black Prince, and then there's a a demon Luke's or whatever all these things are. It looks like a tiger.
Yeah, you've got like double-barreled tanks.
Double-barreled,
and then you've got this strange sort of contraption with what looks like loads of barrels.
Yeah.
Octopus type thing, but
now it's a new map, so unknown if that's going to eventually come in the game or if it's just built for this event. Hard to tell. So there's not much info on it. October 25th to November 8th, which makes it
when did they do that? They did that before, where it was like top secret, and you had to then release the next stage because it's top secret. So you can't, because if you look at it, you can click on number 1, you can see Hedgehog, codename Hedgehog, and then you go to number 2. That'll be the next secret thing that comes out from it, so on and so on. Do you see that?
Well, you can click on them and it'll show you the tanks.
Oh yeah, look,
it's already there.
Oh, I didn't realise. Yeah. Okay, God, yeah.
It's all right there. But there's definitely more info to come as far as what the prizes are, what the ultimate goal of it is, and all that good stuff. So there you go. That is on the way as well. Lots of green glowing stuff, I'll bet you, and electrical discharges and such.
Yeah, we like a good discharge, don't we?
Yeah, oh boy. Oh boy. That's the medicine talking. XP conversion. It's only 1 to 35, but it is going on right now. So if you want to convert for some free XP, you can do so. Queen Maeve is the next Prime Gaming package, or what are they called? Twitch package or Twitch loot? Twitch loot,
Prime.
whatever. Yeah, Prime Gaming loot. Remember we talked about that with The Boys, the show The Boys, and it was Starlight was the first one. We were wondering where all the women characters are. Well, they're apparently coming out as commanders monthly. So Queen Maeve is the next. You're going to get a commander and some other goodies. That is not out yet. I expect it in the next few days, more than likely.
Yeah.
It's usually like the last week of the month or so, it seems like. And that's it, I think, for missions and specials. Anything to add in there, Pilgrim?
The only thing I'm looking at is just a general thing. The Ontario Tank Track 2 weekend event, which is the Ontario Regiment Armoured Museum.
Yeah.
They've got an event on.
Did you read how they're doing that?
Well, I thought they would be doing it virtually, but it looks like
it's a drive-through. You drive through yeah. It's like
wow. To drive through the museum building.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
At the very end, there's a Mackie D's where you can go and get McDonald's, drive through it.
You get
or any other burger chain that we won't just advertise McDonald's. Any other burger chain that people want.
Hey, we can advertise McDonald's. They can give me a sponsorship, free Big Macs for life.
Yeah, we can get our 50 cents in the dollar. That'll do.
All right. So yeah, if you're in Ontario, then that's probably something you can do. E25 preload. Oh, 1.10.1 is on its way.
Just asking the community. Does everybody have it preloaded? Does everybody now have this? What's it called? The oh gosh, I'm losing it now. But yeah, the centralized. Yeah, you know what I mean. The centralized World of Tanks or wargaming thing that you can have World of Warships, World of Tanks, blah 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 blah, and all this lot. They sort of foisted it on us. They forced us to have it in the end, didn't they? Am I rambling?
I'm just letting you go because it's fun.
I'm rambling. Hang on, Doctor.
Yeah, it's the wargaming thing.
Yeah, that thing.
That happens automatically for me. So people who have disabled that apparently you can work around it and make your own link for starting the game.
Right.
For me, I turn it on and it downloads and I have fast enough speed. So I don't think that's a huge factor for people with good internet in the West. That sounds more like something for slow internet speeds and things. But you should have it preloaded and ready to go actually. And that's
a good point that Blues has just made there. He said he turns off the auto update because he wants to record replays. So because once it's updated, you've lost that replay, haven't you? Because it doesn't.
Yeah, and I run into that every time we update. But at this point, I just if I have replays I haven't got to, I just get rid of them and start over. I mean, I don't have time to try to. That would be a factor. Let's say you had a stack and you wanted to do a bunch of content, and the day of the event comes and you don't want it to actually update it, then yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Okay.
Not a bad idea.
I've got it on automatic. It just does it. I can't be bothered.
Yeah, you don't have to fuss with it. Yeah. Blues Traveler says October 23rd should be the new Prime loot date. So okay, good deal. That's next week, I believe. Late next week.
That's interesting because the update 1.10.1 comes in on the 20th, so it's 3 days after the update.
Heisenberg says the reward for the for the Halloween event is a manual fire extinguisher, and the final reward is an automatic one.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what.
1 day of premium.
You know what they really could do though? They could give us 5 keys.
Are we going there?
No, not yet. That's just a little. That's just a little. It's like red meat.
Yeah.
I
want coins. I want to collect coins when I'm going around on the.
I have the stick out and I'm going down the fence line with the dog.
Yeah.
That big bulldog's looking at me from under the house.
Brilliant.
All right.
Absolutely.
Where were we?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Update 20th. I think we're done with. Oh no, we're not done with missions and specials. Let's take a quick look into the. Let's take a quick look into the missions tab. Not that this has really done anything for us lately.
No.
My daily stuff. What do I got going on here? Ooh, a demount kit. I don't want a demount kit. How about we re-roll, see what happens here. We'll do this real time. It'll be another demount kit.
Oh, is it?
No, 500 experience. All right, I'm just looking at the daily mission things.
Ah.
Okay, missions tab. We have Steel Hunter missions, so you can be knocking those things out. The Watt Salute. That's for the veterans. Light tank courses, tank destroyer courses. The on track is the 121. Community hunting is just the gold for killing sheriffs. That's something I haven't done for a while. I should probably jump on the sheriff account. Heavy tank, medium tank, on track.
Is that ongoing? Is it? That's not a specific time frame
for us? For CCs with a sheriff's account, it's always on. Anytime you play the sheriff's account.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 250 gold if you kill us. On track to the 110E4 multiplier Starlight kit. Ooh, easy grind.
Hey, easy Guido grind.
Easy Guido. That's nice. That's nice. Easy grind. That's funny. All right, and it looks like it's. Is this? This is combat. Okay, this is experience, not free experience. Okay, so that's going.
XP, yeah.
October tank rewards. That's ongoing. There's really nothing to look at in there, folks. All those things just kind of happen, really. All those things just kind of happen. So I think we're now.
Now, you're talking about hunting the sheriffs, the community thing.
Yeah.
If you go to other missions, you've also got hunt the sheriff in there as well.
Yeah, I think. Let me go back in there. I think what it is. When they have their events and they give out all the deputy accounts.
Okay.
So there's probably one for each. Where the hell did it go? Let me look at it real quick. Community hunting. Yeah, I don't know if this is the sheriff one because I think down at the bottom, right, in other missions, there's another one.
In other missions, there is the sheriff one there.
Yeah, hunt the sheriffs. I think community hunting is the one for the events on the weekends with everybody running around in deputy accounts. The one that's always active for us, for CCs, or for employees that are running sheriff accounts, it's this one down here at the bottom.
Right.
So I've completed 3 of those in my entire career. I've completed none of the community hunting, so I haven't killed any other sheriffs.
Wouldn't that be fun? Wow, wouldn't it? You know, getting Skill and Klaus and some of the other guys, Mountain Man and all that lot. Get you all together in one battle. That would be awesome. Who comes out on top? Hey, that would be.
That's actually not a bad idea. I might float that somehow to get 2 teams of CCs.
But Skill has to do it blindfolded. You're not allowed skill. It's not allowed to see the screen. Otherwise, that's just totally unfair.
Look at Eisenberg's comment, man.
Kill the Brit, you get 500. Exactly. You see? If it's for all that tea tax that you've not paid, okay, you haven't paid your taxes. Boston Harbour, you threw valuable tea in the sea. So if you kill a Brit, you get 500 gold. There you go. Bloody colonials, a lot of you.
Doctor Who says the easy grind is for premium tanks only, though. That's important. Is that true?
Really? Okay.
Hold on. Hold the phone.
Hold the phone.
Easy grind. Premium tank. That would... Why would you need experience on your... Oh, that drives me crazy.
I don't know. Yeah, it is. Yeah, look, it's all for premiums.
Are these the combat... the star's the combat experience, not the free, right? Yeah, that's... See, I hate that. I do not like that because...
That is a money grab.
It is. It's cynical. It's cynical, dude. It's cynical. Nobody wants experience piled onto their premium tank that they then have to, in order to unlock, use gold to convert to free experience, which is then much less experience than the 10,000 you just piled onto a tank that he didn't need it on.
Yeah. Again, that's naughty.
It is naughty. It's cheeky.
Yeah.
It's also cheesy.
It is cheesy because if people like Blues and that who are switched on will pick up straight away, other people may not, and they'll.
It's even worse than that, Pilgrim. Click on the select a vehicle.
Yeah.
What else? What else can you do it? Oh, premium tanks and what else? Actually, I think it changes. Hold on. Those are tier 10s. Some of them are tier 10s, but that doesn't help either. It keeps flipping up. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah, mine does.
Are you sure it's premiums? I don't think it is premiums.
These are all the ones that are showing on mine are premiums.
It is premiums. They've split it into premiums tier 2 to 5, tier 6 to 7.
Oh, that's what they've done.
And if you click on the tier 10 one,
yeah,
they've added in the tier 10 vehicles, which have this basically the same issue mechanically. You don't need experience piled onto a tier 10 vehicle.
No.
Minus a couple that have guns to unlock. I don't even know if they exist anymore. Aren't there a couple out there that you actually unlock a gun on?
Yeah, there is, isn't there?
There used to be. I don't remember at this point if there is. But that's the same cynical... I don't like that wargaming. I don't like that.
You see, that's if they were up front with it, and they, you could say, okay, fair enough, but they're not even up front with it.
Yeah, I don't understand the reasoning. I mean, the only answer you can come to, and we've talked about this in the past. Sometimes you look at these things, and the only reasonable answer that you can come up with is cynical money grab. Or gold sink. If you want to make a technical gaming term that the companies will use, it's a gold sink, right?
Yeah.
It's to get people to use their gold that they've earned, potentially free, depending on what they did, missions or tournaments, things like that. Used to be much more lucrative. It's hard to make a lot of gold doing those things anymore. Maybe clan wars. If you played clan wars and you got a bunch of gold from your clan, then you're not technically paying for it, but pretty much the majority of your players. They will be.
Well, the other thing as well, Grady, is that you, like I, have still got gold left over from the Christmas loot boxes last year.
Yeah.
So is it also another cynical attempt to sink that gold out the way so people buy more this Christmas if that's how they're going to run it?
Yeah.
Because, I made enough gold. Excuse me. I made enough gold last Christmas, and I'm only just running out of it now. 10 months down the line,
I can just think so many better ways to do gold sink stuff. I'm
exploding.
Yeah, you are. I can think of so many better ways to do the gold sink stuff. Why not have more premiums available for gold, and people will sink their gold into the premiums? Why not go? All right, we are going to make a unusual premium available. Yeah. And they do this with the black market, but why not make it across the board? Hey, we're gonna bring out. I'm gonna say the T22 just to kind of throw out the idea of a very a very rare tank. It doesn't have to be the T22, but go, all right, we're gonna sell the T22 for 30,000 gold.
Yeah.
Because we know a lot of people have extra gold from all these events. And I think people will be fine with that. Like, okay, that's expensive, but if you got a lot of gold, like I have 118 because I had Christmas boxes, and I just resupplied because I got all of the Halloween boxes.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't Halloween boxes, were they? Fall boxes, whatever they were.
Yeah. There were them boxes. I can't remember what they're called, but there were them boxes.
Special.
And again, they were only 100 gold per opening, weren't they, for the Waffentrager event?
Yeah.
All that lot of special boxes.
There is a rumor, by the way, Heisenberg, that there's a black market coming. I don't have any inside info, but I did read that somewhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There you go. Kind of cheesy.
Well, it is, isn't it? It's underhand, because if they were up front with it, people can make a decision whether to go for that or not. Most people would just look at it and go, "Oh, look at that," and just carry on, and then all of a sudden realise it's almost basically useless.
Yeah. Yeah, that stuff is frustrating. It really is. I mean, why spend all the time making the mission just to give a prize that doesn't work, other than to make people use gold?
Yeah, it's going to cost you money.
I will give them one thing. At least they have a special on conversion at the same time. Like,
yeah.
I mean, okay.
Well,
people do use free experience. You can't just scoff it outright.
No.
Yeah.
I get it, but it is. If it was up front and they said, "Look, this is the whole process. It's premium vehicles only. It's only going to be and blah blah blah," people can make an informed decision. It's sleight of hand, really.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go and grab something.
Okay.
Stop me talking.
Okay. Okay. Please don't die. Okay. All right, guys. The medium tank rebalance is coming up. Well, poor Pilgrim loses it over there, and that is coming up with the update 110.1, which I cannot now find because, of course, there's not a link in their ad for it. Let me see if I can track it down. That's going to be the E50 and the E50M are going to get some help along the way with some pretty serious armor updates. Gonna get this thing called up for you guys here. So we talked about it yesterday. E50M going from 250 to, let's say, old. Where is it? 200 to 270. 197 to 267 on the plate. 250 to 480. We talked about that last week. I think that's because of the angle. Right there, E50 is getting a similar update, not as much upgrade. 120 is getting the upper plate, considerable improvement there. T34-2 is getting a massive improvement from 140 to 200 on its upper plate. So some of those may be a little more relevant and interesting. I don't know why the 34-1's not getting anything, but maybe it's not as underperforming as the rest of them. So that is coming up with update 1.10.1. And as I mentioned earlier, I think this will be the update where your equipment, if you have class 1 equipment on tier, I want to say 7s and 6s, I think
it is, yeah, it's
where
not
they're
all the way down, is it?
Yeah. Will be stripped off, I think, for free. You'll have to buy new stuff.
Yeah.
Now, you'll have to buy new stuff, but the old stuff will be worth more. So at the very least, you'll break even if you put the same thing on. From what I could see, you should actually make a little bit of money depending on what you're going to replace it with. So
this is not the Pilgrim double up your money thing.
No, we're not. We're gonna leave. Yeah. There's no get rich quick schemes here, folks. Despite what Pilgrim thinks.
To be fair, I got. We spoke about this the week before last. I got 40 odd million, but I've spent 20 million rekitting everything.
Are you done? Are you done doing that? Have you rekitted it all?
Yeah. I went through it all. I think the last thing I did was a camo net last night, which I'd missed. So I've spent about 20 million out of the 40 that I made. So I've actually made 20 million if you look at it that way.
Well, there you go. There you go. And you have a pretty big.
You've got to have the lower tier tanks with the wrong equipment on to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're sat in the garage with just tiers 8s and 9s and 10s, it's not gonna work. But if you've got lots and lots of lower tiers.
Heisenberg says he hopes the armor upgrade makes ramming viable in the 34-2. That would probably be more productive than using the gun. Isn't the 34-2's... Wasn't there a buff to its gun if you were using that big 120 or that big 122?
That rings a bell. Yeah, I think it was.
I thought there was like a rate of fire increase for the big 122 that you can carry. It's the same gun that T34-3 carries. You can put it on it now, but the reload is so long it's just painful. You can actually put it on a T44, which I didn't know.
Oh, can you?
I think so. I think you can. I think the T44 has a 122 option. Let's check that out. But I'm pretty sure it does. I've seen them running around with it. It's kind of crazy. Not the T30, not the T44-100. What just happened?
The actual T44.
Yeah. 122 D25-44. You can put a 390 Alpha 122 on your T44 if you really wanted to.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
Look at me, and I've got the 100mm LB1 on it. I didn't realise that. Oh, that's interesting.
I mean, it's a tank that has 1, 2, 3, 4 different guns to upgrade.
Yeah. I know, it's mad, isn't it? You just love that when they do that, and it's all over the place, and there's lots and lots of upgrades you need to do.
The one I especially love is the 85mm D5T8. Why would anyone ever unlock that other than to make the tank elite? It doesn't lead to anything. There's no reason to waste the experience on it until you want to get it elite later on. You want to go through that turret and get one of these other guns that's useful as fast as possible.
Yeah. It's a con. It's a con. I'm gonna put that barrel on it, the 122.
What?
I'm going to put on the T44. I'm going to put that 122mm.
Can you see my screen?
No. Hang on.
Can someone tell me what engine I'm running on my T44?
Hang on a minute. I'll have a look now. There we go.
Never mind. I just found it. Holy crap! I was looking at these two engines. See, the top engine is like this offshoot up here.
Yeah.
So this is the old style, guys.
Yeah.
This is the old style of how wargaming used to do this. It was all kinds of crazy. All the new stuff's very streamlined now.
That's exactly that. Look at that. I keep getting network error, but I've got the same screen on mine come up.
Yeah, the V54-6 is an offshoot. It doesn't lead anywhere, but that is the top engine if you want it. It doesn't. You don't have to go through it. You would even have to get that engine if you didn't want to. If you're just planning to go straight to the.
But look at it. It's a tier 9 engine, the same as the one before it. It's a tier 9 engine.
It just has more power, so it's
620.
It's just got better takeoff. I would imagine it doesn't do anything for the top speed, but it just makes it start going better because it's got a better specific power based on more engine power.
Well, I'll tell you what, that 122 gun on the T44 makes the tank look totally different. I didn't realise that.
Yeah. It's a bit of a shock when you run into one and he drops 390 on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, where did that come from?
Yeah. Wow. Oh, well, I'd say I learned something new today.
There you go, man. There you go. That's what we're all about here. All right. Pilgrim, tell us about the Italian heavies. What can the folks expect?
Oh, right, okay. It's again, the caveat is it's super test. So there probably will be some form of balance. The only essay I've managed to dig out at the moment, because I've been compos mentis, is on the tier 9 Prog C50 Mod 66. Now, that is coming into super test at the moment with 400/400/515 Alpha. With 242. Now get this, 242 frontal armour, 303 side armour, this is on the turret, and 122 on the rear. So the side of the turret is actually more armored than the front.
So that's
yeah.
But that's what it showed on that. That's what it showed on the graphic for the E50, and I just assumed that was the, what's the word? The
the optimum if you've got
the God, I can't think of the word. Anyway, the penetration as the shell would see it based on the angle.
Yeah.
But now we got a tank that actually is saying that's weird.
Isn't it weird? I mean, why would it have thicker armor on the side of the turret than the front? I don't know. Unless you're not including the mantlet. I mean, I would imagine the mantlet will be significantly better than 242.
Yeah.
You know, or it may be that it's flat plated. When you look at it, it looks flat plated, and then you've got the curved side armor.
Yeah.
On the turret.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
So I don't know. Anyway, dispersion 0.36, which is in the ballpark for a tier 9 heavy. And then you've got, this is what I can't figure out. You've got a 4-second space between shell reloads. Remember, we got this new auto, whatever.
Yeah.
Right, excuse me.
So my question on that.
Dying here.
We might have reached Pilgrim's time of useful consciousness today. I had to look up compos mentis because I only had a vague notion of what it meant, but it's having full control of one's mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So anyway, the Italian autoloaders are coming out. I think the rumor is that they'll be attached somehow to Christmas. There is a premium tank involved in that, and because it's a heavy autoloader and it's a new mechanic, when do you suppose it might come out and entice people to buy something? Christmas boxes.
Of course.
So that's Guido's 300 IQ idea. Could be totally.
Everything else. I mean, it's got the actual the timings for the autoloaders 17 seconds /15/11. So
does it have a DPM listed there anywhere?
I couldn't see it because it's in Russian.
All right.
I couldn't figure it out, but
because we were talking. Yeah, we were talking. My question is, because what happens with this, guys, is if the next shell is halfway reloaded, when you fire the one that's in the barrel, you don't lose the reload.
Yeah,
like you do with the Progetto. Like you do with the Progetto. So my question is, and the reloads get faster as they go, right? As I recall?
Yes. Yeah.
My question is, once you get to that last shell, if you wait half the time every time, what's the sequence of firing then? Can you just sit on that third or fourth shell, wait half a reload and fire, wait half a reload and fire, wait half a no, because yeah.
Well, that would take it down to, I mean, that would be a 6-second reload.
Well, no, because wait, I'm not doing that quite right. Because you would wait, you'd have 4 shells, you'd fire, you'd fire, you'd wait. You'd be going backwards because you'd lose a shell every time. Yeah. You'd have to wait for the whole reload. That's not really going to do anything for you. But it will. For that clip, it will get out pretty quickly because you'll be able to fire, wait half the reload, fire, you're 2 shells down, but that third shell is still going to come pretty quickly. So I'm just trying to work out what the sequence of the fastest capability with that system would be, or is it really just send them all down range and start reloading is actually the best way? I'm not really sure.
Well, yes, exactly that. I mean, with the medium line, it makes sense to keep one in reserve and allow that sort of middle reload to keep going.
Yeah. Rather
than take the whole clip out. So I don't know.
Blues Traveler, we're unsure at this point what happens if you're reloading and have 5 keys.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I don't want to start any rumors, but
5,000 coins. You could have 5,000 coins as well, though.
I don't want to start any rumors, but it possibly would. When you shoot the last shell, and you have 5 keys, a rift in space will open up, and the old original garage will be before you.
Yeah.
And then you drive into it,
Yeah.
and you automatically win that match. Doesn't matter what's going on. And then you are in the old garage. And something of great value will be in there.
It'll be a stub.
A stub?
A stub of Winston Churchill's cigar in a little glass case.
And it says, break in case of invasion of the Emerald Isles?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Emerald Isle, behave.
No, what do you guys... You're not the Emerald. What do you guys call it?
The hell is that low over the water?
Yeah, that's Ireland.
Yeah, that's the one.
England is something Isles, though, right? What is it?
The British Isles. So.
No, there's so many words for that. My favorite is Blighty.
Blighty, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Good old Blighty.
Good old Blighty.
That's a pilot thing, though.
Yeah.
Like the Navy called the water Oggin. I don't know why they call it the Oggin. What?
The Ogging?
The Oggin, yeah. Ogin. Oggin.
No,
Fell in the Oggin. Did you really? What's that all about? Bloody Navy. Shut up. Get on your boat and sail away. Go on, do one.
Take your rum ration and get out of here.
Yeah. I tell you what, that's good stuff. I've got a story about rum ration. I'll tell you that later. Let me write that one down.
Okay, right.
I've got a rum ration story, mate. I'll tell you.
All right, Italian heavies are coming.
Yeah.
Probably Christmas.
Auto-loaded mechanism.
Probably in Christmas is my guess. Okay. I mean, we've already beat this up. So, for months, Pilgrim and I have talked about what secret item was going to be gained by 5 keys, and we speculated and we made up stuff, and we were excited about what could show up. And on my piece of paper where I keep what we're going to talk about, it always said something like, Act 5, what are the keys for? Question mark. You know, are we going to get anything? Question mark. What's the latest rumor? Question mark. And then lately it was at turn 2, everything was for naught? Question mark. And then last week it was pretty much, I think it was all for naught. And right now it's not a question anymore. Now it's a statement, and it says everything in bold was for naught. We got Bubkiss.
I want to make a comparison of what Wargaming's done. I want to make a comparison of what Wargaming's done.
All right, keep it PG. Keep it
it
PG there, medical man.
I want to make a comparison.
Okay.
What Wargaming has done to its Wargaming community, us, the people who pay the wages of these people who create the fantastic game that we all love. When they made that one-line statement, you'll get an old... The original version of the garage had something special for having 5 keys. That's like, as a young man, going to your first prostitute, right? Paying your money, right? Opening the door and seeing that it's a sheep tied to the bed. That's what the comparison is.
Which is all fine in the Emerald Isles, but we don't play that in England.
It happens in Wales a lot. Apparently.
Possibly also in Scotland.
You know what I mean? It's just the disappointment. You know,
we're gonna rabble rouse. I got my sword. Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Yeah, I've got my tank. Hang on.
Yeah.
Let me get my tank. Look. The tank that tells the time.
Don't bring a sword to a tank fight there, Poland.
Yeah, please don't. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, don't charge the tanks with lances.
Exactly. So all that expectation, all that sort of sitting on the edge of your seat, just waiting for it, and you reach the pinnacle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like climbing Everest, isn't it? It's like climbing Everest and finding a McDonald's outlet on the top. You're like, what?
That would be fantastic. I mean, if I ever lugged my fat ass up Everest, there would have to be a McDonald's up there to even go.
I climbed Eagle's Nest, right? Get this, right?
Where is that? Where is that?
Yeah, it's Berchtesgaden in Bavaria, which was
okay.
adult.
Oh, yeah.
Holiday home, right?
Yeah.
There's two stories to this. Have we got time for this?
Was that at the end of World War II when you defeated the Nazis?
Just after.
Oh, okay.
So I climbed all the way up with my mate. Me and my mate thought we'd backpack all the way up. Two things happened. We got to the top. There was a tourist bus came behind us. Apparently you could get the bus up. I didn't know this. It took us 2 hours to get up this bloody mountain. Right? So anyway, you could get a tourist bus up there. And we get to the top expecting some form of, I don't know, historical museum.
Beauty or something, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a Dairy Farm ice cream shop. On the top of this bloody mountain.
Is the house gone?
They still have one room with a great big oak carved shelf by a bay window, which it's carved in the shape of all the mountains that you can see. So the panorama that you can see out of the window, it's all carved up. And apparently Hermann Goering presented that to Hitler as a present to put there, so he can actually see all. What he could see up there.
But the house and the rest of it's gone.
Yeah, most of it's going. Well, it's an ice cream shop now.
Wow.
But the actual one part of the building with one room in is still there. So,
yeah.
But the rest of it's all been, taken over and made into an ice cream parlour and a turnaround point for the coach that takes people up and down the mountain that we didn't know about. So we thought we'd walk up it.
Is it at least Italian ice, or is it some kind of German ice cream?
Oh yeah, no. It's German ice cream.
Oh, okay.
You will eat this. This is what you will eat. But to be fair, after you've done 2 hours trekking up this bloody mountain, which was like this, when you get to the top, an ice cream is exactly what you want.
Nice view and an ice cream. See, there you go. That's McDonald's, man. You want something at the. Anyway, got to make it worth going up there, man.
Eagle's Nest ice cream. There you go, Blues. That's the one.
Eagle's Nest ice cream. Oh, have the mighty have fallen when you're secret.
Well, we've had this conversation before. This 1,000-year reich that didn't quite last 1,000 years, did it? Really?
Yeah.
Everything else is now a supermarket.
7 or 8 or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Man, I've run out, man. I think that's pretty much all the subjects I had. You said you had a story. Do you have anything else to tell the fine people about World of Tanks?
We've done the keys.
Yeah.
We've done the keys. What are we doing? Rum ration. Rum ration. Right.
Oh, rum. Okay, here we go. Rum ration story.
Rum ration. The Falkland Islands. Well after the war, 1986. They had this thing called it was like a floating harbour down at Stanley, and it was called the Fi Pass, FIPASS.
Okay.
So I'll come back to you, Stickler. I'll come back to you on that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Anyway, so against the Fi Pass was about one ship long. And remember the story I told you about HMS Sea Lion, the submarine they took me away.
You got stuck on, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was berthed, and then each of the ships then have to berth side by side. So to get to the Fi Pass, they have to cross each other's ships to get there. So this was Christmas. I was down there, so it was like, it was fairly cold, put it that way. And we got invited on the furthest most ship away.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 5 ships away.
Yeah.
Well, we got there. You have to ask permission to cross each ship. We got there. There was about 4 of us. And, of course, the old Purser's rum came out. Well, I've never had Purser's rum, but they water it down. It's like molasses, and then they water it down so you can drink it. Instead of eating it, you can drink it.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
It's quite thick.
Yeah.
So they got the Purser's rum out, or Pusser's rum. And I didn't know this, but every time, because it was Christmas, on the way back, you had to stop and have a grog. So by the time I got back,
oh god,
yeah.
So the price of crossing a ship was to have a drink.
Yeah. So I'd already had a skinful on the first ship we were on, right at the far end. So
and you had 5 more.
Yeah, exactly. I got back to the harbour. Well, I didn't know it, but there'd been some sort of altercation going on with the sailors and all the rest of it. and the Royal Military Police were there with the Land Rover. They had the blue light bank on the top, whoop, 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 all this lot trying to pick people up who were. Well, I just then climbed on top of their Land Rover and took the light system off, and I was raving. I was doing a rave on top of the Land Rover like this. Now I don't remember any of this, but it was recorded apparently.
Yeah.
So they had no jail. They couldn't lock me up. So what they did is they put me in cold storage. They put me in cold storage until I sobered up. They stuck me in one of the big fridge cons and said you can stay in there until you're sober. Well, I tell you what, I sobered up quick. It was bloody cold in there, I can tell you. So yeah, Purser's rum. It's not good for your health. No drinking.
That's just I don't know why this reminded me. We had a big party pilot training. We just got our drop. We all had I got the F-15 and the other guys got their jets, and of course that went on for a while. I left by the time this story happened, but I guess about 2 a.m. there was a guy that was an acquaintance of mine, was a friend of the classmate, and we'd actually gone cross country and met him and had some good times in New Orleans. So he comes out to the base for this, and he is in the backseat of an F-15. There's an F-15 pilot. He's a lieutenant as well. He's about to go to pilot training, but he's an engineer, so he's been doing test stuff. So they come out there. And this guy rolls in. We have a good time. Well, he stays at the bar, and he's had the grog. He is just 3 sheets to the wind. And he starts talking to this girl that's at the bar who's married to one of the instructors there. And the guy kind of takes a little bit of exception to, him getting a little, close to his wife.
Yeah.
So there's a little altercation, and the club manager's like, you got to leave. And he's like, I'm not leaving. I have to leave. So like, okay. He keeps drinking. So the club manager calls the cops. Cops call the wing commander, who's a full bird colonel. Hey, what do you want us to do with this guy? Do we go pick him up or whatever? He's like, no, I'll go talk to him. Because his standing orders was if one of my pilots is doing something, they didn't really know if he was one of his pilots or not. What my pilots do, tell me, I'll go down there, I'll see if I can sort it out. If he's doing something really stupid, then we'll throw him in jail or whatever. So he goes down there. Well, he's not in his uniform. He was a fairly short guy. He wasn't very tall, not very imposing figure. He's in his civilian clothes, just threw on some jeans and a shirt and was headed down to the club.
Those bird colonels are about that big, aren't they?
Yeah. Heads down there he's gonna, sort this out and talk to the guy. Walks in there, and the guy's talking to this girl, and walks up there and kind of taps him on the shoulder and says, hey, what's going on here? And so the guy, my buddy's friend, turns around and looks at him and says something like, fuck off. Something like that.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and the wing commander's like, okay. So he brought 2 cops with him. They were waiting outside. He turns around, he waves them in. They cuff him and stuff him. I mean, he goes down in a heap, and he chucks them in the no kidding jail on the base. Chucks him in there, and in the morning, the guy's in there. He wakes up. He's like, "What the hell am I doing?" He has no recollection of what's going on. The wing commander shows up about 7 in the morning. Guy's all hungover, and says, "I already talked to your pilot. He's down at the jet. Go get your shit out of life support and get off my base." And off they flew at about 7:45 in the morning.
Into the
sunset. Kicked off the base because some lieutenant. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall, because apparently this guy knew the wing commander from where this kid was actually assigned over at Eglin. And apparently he got some.
Imagine getting back and going and explaining to your boss, well, I got kicked off the base.
He didn't have to explain, because the other wing commander called his buddy and said, I'm sending your lieutenant home. You might want to have a talk about this situation.
Might want to discuss his further career progress.
Exactly.
It ain't going nowhere. Yes, Stickler, the big announcement that I put in clan chat was a bit of a misleader just to get you in on the stream. No, it was a wargaming trick to get you in. No, it was the 500 gold for if you see me in an E25 or a leaf blower and you kill me, you get yourself 500 gold. It's only going to happen once, and I need the replay, guys. Yeah, so just PM me the replay, whatever, and I'll do it. All right, mate. So that's that. Pilgrim, the Eagle's Nest place is absolutely fantastic. It is a beautiful place. Clickbait.
Yeah, Blues Traveler sent a pic of it. That's pretty cool.
It is. Yeah. To be honest, it's worth the walk. Never mind getting the bus. Do the walk. It's worth it.
It is literally just on top of that.
Yeah, it's just on top of the mountain.
Yeah. Holy cow! Look at that. That's amazing.
Do you see what sideboard?
What do you say?
Why did Wargaming remove team killing? I got a platoon with him and then killed him and earned the gold.
Well, that's not off the table. You can push him into the water.
Push me into the water.
No. Especially the LEF, because it's not going to get out of the way.
No, it's not, is it?
Although I don't know if there's anything heavy. It's pretty heavy for its tier.
It won't go sideways, put it that way. The Lux that actually did kill me tried to push me sideways. It wouldn't do it.
It wouldn't do it? Awesome.
Oh, brilliant. Hey, this has been a good one, guys. Anything from the community?
Yeah, you guys, what do you got? Any questions? CC advocates physics. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rabble.
Yeah.
Those CCs
I do think having a CC platoon against another CC platoon, I would pay to watch that. Actually.
I think it would be better, like you said, with just 2 full teams, 15 on each side. That would be amazing.
Yeah. Get 30 odd CCs together.
And no caller. Let's not have it organized. Let's just do a standard pub match.
Yeah. Well, the trouble is, if you had a caller, you've all got so many big egos that none of you would listen to each other anyway. So it make no difference.
That's true. It'd be like a room full of instructor pilots. Yeah,
wouldn't it?
Everyone wants to be number one. A room full of sergeant majors. Everyone's in charge.
Yeah. Who's in charge? I don't know. Who cares?
Guys, got anything else for us, man? What else is going on with you guys?
What's happening? What's happening in the world of tanks for everybody else? Or is there anything you want to ask question about? I mean, I'm quite happy to talk about anything you want, within reason, of course.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. If you want to ask me a question about how tall I am, 5'6". There you go.
Talk about crap teams. Man, that's all we ever talk about, man. That's all we ever talk about. I will tell you is, lately I have played a lot less because my tolerance for RNG mostly, I can deal with bad teams. It makes me angry at times, but it's when I'm cruising along in a game and then RNG does its thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's completely random. I don't know, I get ammo racked or 3 artillery hit me in a row, and my tolerance for that is getting less and less. Exactly.
I again, this last couple of weeks, it's not so much teams are bad. You can sort of play off that and accept the fact that you're going to get COVID hermits doing their thing. But it's when your own personal experience is affected by RNG, or like when you're fully aimed in and it just disappears, things like that. You go, and if it happens to more and more, it does. It makes you go, you know what? I can't be bothered with this.
Yeah.
And I just switch it off.
Does the pen indicator allow for the shell type? I believe it does.
Yeah.
It's just whatever pen you happen to be aiming at them with. But what it doesn't do is give you warnings on things like tracks for heat.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it changes dynamically. Say you're trying to shoot heat into a very angled surface. I assume it gives you a red or orange if it's going to have trouble penning.
Because it's the penetration indicator, exactly that.
Yeah.
It won't give you a damage indication, but it'll give you a penetration indication. So, but the problem with that is if you're firing HESH, it'll give you a penetration indication, but it's dependent on when it hits the tank, whether it does or not. Do you know what I mean? There's that little...
Yeah. Well, it's got to hit right where you're aiming for it to be valid. That's the big problem.
Absolutely.
I mean, if your shell goes significantly different, who knows what kind of angle or thing it will hit.
Absolutely.
So it's a pen indication for exactly where you're aiming. What's around it, who knows? It does take into account angles, because I've seen that happen. You got somebody straight on and they'll angle, and all of a sudden it'll go to red because it's it's going to have trouble. So I know it does dynamically do angles. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah. You're right, Doctor Who. Map rotation is a little bit. I'm getting the same sort of half dozen maps in different berries because I do the 3 different modes. So there's a lot of maps I'm not seeing at all.
It feels like there's 4 or 5 at any one time, and it's not a daily rotation. It's every, I read it somewhere, 4 to 5 hours or some such.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know if they take a couple out and put a couple in, but you can tell, because if you sit down for 3 hours like I do on a stream, and you're like, map this map, okay, saw that, and all of a sudden you'll 2 hours in, you'll get a map you haven't seen for 2 hours. You know the rotation changed somehow.
Oh, okay.
Whether they added that one in or they completely swapped them, I don't know, but I think they actually swap them out to another set of 4 to 5 or whatever their number is.
Right, okay. I mean, is it also tier dependent? I know it is very low tiers. If you're very low tiers, you're only going to see mines.
Well, yeah, it is, because because you can
But
only see.
I think generally, if you're at tier 8, you should see any of the maps.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Barracks, cruising barracks. Well, what I do, this is just me personally, Blues, is if it's 100% trained crew, I'll keep it. If it's anything less than 100%, like because you keep getting crews for the rentals and stuff like that, I just dismiss them. I just get rid of them. I just keep the 100% trained ones because you never know. Because you can, if you wanted to, you could use gold to convert them to another tank, and you've then got a 100% trained crew sat there. But I tend to use my empty tanks, if you like. I call them empty because I don't have a crew for every tank. I tend to use the empty spaces to fill up rather than the garage. So I throw all the crews into, it could be a heavy and a light or whatever, just to get them out of the barracks. But yeah, anything that's less than 100% trained, I'll get rid of. It's pointless.
Yeah, that's good advice. So just go. What you want to do is go to barracks, like I've got. Go to all nations. Go click on in barracks. So you want to know what's in barracks, and then just scroll down, and anything you don't see 100% on, out of hand, get rid of. You don't need them. So that's the first clearance you're going to do. The second one is to start looking at them and figure out if they're worth anything. And you will know, for example, this TVP VTU guy, if I click on dismiss, it tells me if I dismiss him, I'm going to lose 79% of repairs. So you have to actually type in 79, and then you can dismiss that guy. So you know right away, okay, he's okay. If I go over, say, to this Leo, he's at 88. Let's see if I can find one. Here's a guy that's at 0. But I think that dude is potentially... See, this is what I don't know. My concern is that it's too easy to get rid of 0 skill brothers in arms guys, and I don't know how to tell that. I'm assuming it will have the brothers in arms, and it will say, "Hey, do you want to get rid of that guy?" But I'm trying to find if I even have a dude like that, and I might not.
I'll have a look myself.
But the good news, though, is that you will have to at least make a decision, because it will tell you, hey, by the way, you're going to lose something. And it looks like any 100% guy, apparently, it's going to tell you you have to. So if I put 100 there, what happens? Yep, okay. So any 100% guy, it's going to give you this next one. I can't find one that might be a 0 skill. I probably am using all those crews, which is why it's probably not going to happen. Yeah, that's one I don't know the answer to. I wonder if I go to a crew member. Let's go with this guy, and I go dismiss. What's it tell me? 4 skills. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure the 0 skill brothers in arms guy will show up with the brothers in arms skill there. So if you're in the barracks, all these guys I'm clicking on, these are just 100% qualification. They have no skill, so you could probably get rid of guys like that too. He's just 100% in the tank.
Yeah, I've got that. It shows brothers in arms up. Yeah, so I wouldn't get rid of that because he's got brothers in arms already.
Yeah, Meldeeth confirmed that. He says it uses the percent that skill is trained to. So if it was a 0% brothers in arms, you would get the little brothers in arms symbol, and it would say 100%.
100%, yeah.
For these guys, like this dude here, He's just 100% in being a commander, so I could pretty easily get rid of him. That's going to be to taste, though. You're going to have to look at what they're trained to. Do you need him or not? For example, Thunderbolt. This is a Thunderbolt guy. There's nothing special about him, and I probably don't need a Thunderbolt crew because I'm using it as a premium for other crews, so what's the point? Unless you're trying to... You go like that, and you click dismiss, and he's gone.
You must do what I do, because what I do is I use all the premiums to train the crews. So I don't have a premium crew. You know, if they call it, you get a crew with a premium, and I'll change it to a tank that I need or whatever it is, or get rid of it, and then just use my... which is why when people platoon with me, they get annoyed with me, because it takes me about 5 minutes to rejig the crews to get into the right tank. Because they're all over the place. They're all in every premium I've got. So.
Yeah. So let's see Black Noir. All right, there you go. Black Noir is one of the crews from the boys. There it is. I think he's a 0 skill. If he's not, he was trained to Brothers in Arms to begin with. It says 1 by 100%. So now that's how you know if they have something other than they're just 100% in the tank. Here's another guy who's just 100%. Who cares? Get rid of him. So that's how you do that.
Yeah. I try and keep it to a minimum. I mean, I've got plenty of room in the barracks, but... You know, I mean, as you know, swapping crews around, doing this, doing that, it becomes quite difficult organising it all. So I just need to go. I sort of generally know where all my crews are in the premiums, and I can go and drag them out and put them into the tech tree tank at any time. So
Blues or Doctor Who's got a good plan there, especially for newer players who are not crew rich like I am. You get a rental crew. Then you throw a book at them, you play the rental, get some more experience on them. Then you get rid of the rental tank, and you have a crew that came with it that has some experience. You threw the book, they're 100%, and then you can change them to a new tank for credits.
Well, that is a brilliant idea. Yeah. I never even thought about that. That is brilliant, Doctor Who. Yeah, absolutely. I'll do that more often now.
And Stickler says the same thing. Thanks to Watt for giving me the Su-122. Oh, that's what it was. That just reminded me. Commander AF's code gave you a rental for something. I think it was the 120.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I think the WZ-120. And you can get rentals for I think the Twitch stuff gives rentals, so that is a good way to build up crew. If you're willing to just switch gears in your gameplay and go, oh, I got this rental, I'm going to go ahead and just play the fool out of this thing, you can crank out crews with that too. So it works like a champ, I think. What else, guys? You got anything else? All of a sudden now I'm stuck in my barracks getting rid of guys.
Si's quite right, actually. Si says I take 10 minutes to organise my crew, and then I have a 5-minute game. That's a normal Pilgrim platoon game, that is. Because, you know, I'm the fall guy. If there's a platoon of 3 and it's 2 Americans and it's me, it's the Brit that dies first. That's a rule. That's a rule that Wargaming NA have instigated. The Brit must die first.
A little cannon fodder action, huh?
Oh, dear.
See, now my OCD is coming in, and I have to mess. I got to get out. I got to get out of this pill. I got to get out of this barracks and stop messing with that thing.
Stop messing with it. Stop messing
with
it.
All right. Rentals, you've got to come down here and actually rentals, you just right click and sell them. I believe.
Yeah. Blues subject. I'll platoon later, Blues. Absolutely. What? So I can just die. There is a problem with rentals. When you right-click, for example, I've got the Luva, the WZ-120, the FV4-202, and the Sturv S1, which has given me 42 battles per rental. And I don't particularly want to put equipment on them, crew them up, or anything else. So I right-click them, and I can't remove them. They will not allow them to go until you've run your 42 battles.
Okay.
So you have to run your 42 battles before it allows to go, or you can purchase them. So I've got like vehicle details, stats, add comparison, research, purchase, then grayed out is remove, extend rental period.
Okay, wait, so you can't remove it?
I can't remove them. They're permanently sat in my garage with no equipment on. Because again, we've had this conversation. If you're going to give me a rental, please give me the option to put equipment on free of charge, which you can have back once I've finished with it, and a crew, and shells.
Why can't you remove the rental? Do you still have rental time on it?
Yeah, I've got 42 days on each one. because I've not used them.
Okay, yeah. So I don't think once you're done though, you can remove it. Like this Chieftain, I was given this Chieftain in 1995 as a rental to do some content on. I still have it in my garage. First of all, you're going to come down here. You're going to scroll down, and this is the button to show the rentals or to hide them. So filters will do that. Then come over here for me because my rental's over on that. And rentals will either be time or battles.
Yeah.
I can right click and I can actually remove that rental. Now, my advice on the rentals is don't even worry about that. Just unclick that button down here on the filter and you won't have to look at it. So I don't really, people keep saying, how do I remove this rental? I'm like, I don't know what the point is. If you can hide them, who cares?
Yeah, but the point about that is, Greedo, every time you open up your garage, from closing the game down, you have to go and do that click.
Okay, so Stickler's giving us more info. He says the ones you have for a certain number of games you cannot drop. That's interesting. Even when you finish the games, that is a problem. But again, it doesn't matter because you, at least to me, because you can hide them. So I don't know. I don't know what.
Oh yeah, you can hide them, but it's just, you know what I'm like for clicking buttons. It's another button I have to click to get rid of the 4 bloody rentals which are sat there, and I don't want anything to do with. So I've got to click a button. There you go.
I mean, I guess I kind of have a different opinion of it because I have so many tanks. I just deal with tanks being all over the place, and I don't worry about it too much.
Exactly. You would be hard pressed if I gave you a tank now. It would take about 15 minutes to find it, wouldn't it? So if I said to you, VK 16.02 Leopard, go. Let's see how quickly you can pick it up.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so yeah, that's Stickler. That's kind of what I thought. If you finish the games in it, then you can drop it. If you're not finished with the games, there you go. You can't drop it. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is okay. That's fair. It doesn't bug me that much. It's just it's just there, isn't it? You know, when you look at it, you go.
Well, all right, guys. I appreciate everyone coming by. I think that's pretty much it for today. I've got another event I've got to go get ready for. Any parting words there, Pilgrim?
Well, listen, thank you, everybody, for all the support you've given me. It's Spotty Dog. I got lots of messages in-game. Thank you. I am on the mend. I am of an age where things break easily. So, although younger than some. But yeah, so I'm actually off work next week, so I'll be doing a lot of World of Tanks. So if you see me,
nice.
Yeah, ping me. I'll platoon with you by all means if you want me to die first. And if you see me in my E25 or my Leaf, you never know. There's 500 gold going your way. So take it easy out there, guys. Thank you very much.
Okay, in about an hour and a half, I'll be doing another stream about DCS with DCS Low Blow over on his channel and Slick. Appreciate you coming by, everybody. I'm glad you're feeling better, Pilgrim. That's fantastic. We'll see you around in game, guys. Look for me on Monday afternoon for the Stack Up charity stream, and then Friday we should have a World of Tanks stream. If I have an opportunity in between there to do so with a pop-up, I will certainly do that. I appreciate everybody's support. That's it from the left side of the Atlantic.
And that's it from the correct side of the Atlantic, gentlemen and ladies.
See ya.